Are Pinterest ads actually worth the investment? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break everything down for you to make sure the Pinterest ads really are right for your business at this point in time. If you don't know me, welcome. My name is Adriana. I help Shopify e-commerce businesses and influencers drive traffic and sales utilizing Pinterest. Before we dive into whether or not Pinterest ads are right for you, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button and to hit the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video here on the Kordial Media YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. So the very first thing to consider is whether or not your business is part of a popular Pinterest niche and if that niche is profitable. You might be wondering what the popular Pinterest niches are, and to name a few, they include beauty, fashion, home decor, education, travel, health and fitness, and wellness. Off the top of my head, those are the 6 that I can think of. There are others, but those are really the main Pinterest niches and the most profitable usually as well on Pinterest. This means, for example, if you have a furniture store or you sell canvases, or maybe you sell dresses and clothing, maybe you sell wedding jewelry, wedding is actually another niche, or you're actually even looking to collect leads for a business of some kind related to one of these niches. I know that I run Pinterest ads for a company that would come and renovate your home in a day, and they would give you a quote. So what they wanted Pinterest ads for was just to drive leads and book calls and whatnot. That worked really well because it still fit in the home decor niche, even though it's not the stereotypical e-commerce business that you think of. I've run ads for supplement companies, for workout equipment. So if you're kind of an e-commerce store in that sense, or you're just looking to drive leads in a popular Pinterest niche, then Pinterest could be very well a good fit for your business. The second thing to consider is, are you running ads on other platforms, and are they profitable and doing well? If you're running ads on other platforms, then you already have a leg up on other e-commerce businesses, because it'll just help your return to add on Pinterest ads as well. If you are running ads on other platforms but they're not super profitable, then Pinterest could be still a very good fit for you, but it could also be a bit more of a risk because you've tried, paid ads and it didn't work for your business. Of course, there are other things to consider before deciding whether or not Pinterest ads is worth it for you. Just because Facebook didn't work doesn't mean Pinterest can't, especially because the buying behavior is so different on both platforms. But it is just something to keep in mind when you do come to do your test with Pinterest ads. The next thing to consider is how much ad spend do you actually have to invest in testing properly on Pinterest. If you have less than $50 a day to test on Pinterest, it may or may not be worth it for you to actually run Pinterest ads. I like to work with a bit of a higher budget, so between $50 to $150 a day is a very good starting point to give us enough wiggle room to test out multiple campaigns and multiple interests and multiple creatives to actually see what's kind of sticking on the platform for your business. And if we don't have that bigger budget to start testing with right out of the gate, then sometimes we find ourselves wasting money for weeks and weeks and weeks as we optimize and change the strategy every time. So if we can launch like one massive strategy to begin with and kind of see what's working in the first few weeks, I think it's usually more profitable in the end for a business. But this isn't something that you should do if you're a brand new e-commerce store. This is a strategy that I would consider, executing if you have an established e-commerce store with, other platforms working for you in the background, and, you're also part of a popular Pinterest niche. The next thing I want you to consider is, are you willing to stick it out for 6 to 8 weeks with only a break-even return on ad spend, or are you adamant on getting sales within the first week? If you want sales within the first week, I can tell you right now, Pinterest is not the right fit for you, because although we do see sales with Pinterest ads in the first week in some instances, it's not the norm. And for the most part, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to just break even. Now you might be wondering, what's the point of even running Pinterest ads if it takes so long to be profitable? The answer to that is, it's because Pinterest ads are more reliable and more consistent with ROAS long term. So it's still financially advantageous for a business to invest in Pinterest marketing while it learns within those first 6 to 8 weeks. Once you've passed that hump, that's why, a lot of e-commerce businesses choose to stay on Pinterest. It's more reliable, and pinners are really, really good shoppers too, even though they are more planners and their buying journey is longer. Once they buy from you, you know, one time, they usually come back and buy from you again and again. So long-term Pinterest ads are really, really great. You just have to be willing to stick it out those first 2 months of potential low profitability. The next thing to consider is, do you have between 50,000 monthly page views up to 100,000 monthly page views minimum to start? If you have less than that and you're not running ads on other platforms, then it's gonna take you longer to be profitable on Pinterest. If you have about that range or more of traffic on your site every single month and you're also running ads on other platforms, then Pinterest is gonna be very successful. It should be anyway, very successful for your business too. You're definitely giving Pinterest its best chances of performing when you have a bigger traffic pool to work with than if you had, you know, a smaller traffic pool. Next, let me ask you, are you an e-commerce business on Shopify? This is really just for e-commerce. If you're looking to run leads, you don't have to collect leads, you don't have to be on Shopify or signups, you know. But if you are looking to get checkouts and add to carts mainly, being on Shopify is very much advantageous to you as a business owner with Pinterest, because there's a seamless Pinterest integration for Shopify that allows you to sync your catalog seamlessly, to make sure your tag is pretty much 100% healthy at all times, and it just allows to collect better data overall. So if you are on WooCommerce, it's not a bad thing. I've seen very, you know, successful campaigns on Pinterest running, you know, to a WordPress or WooCommerce store. But being on Shopify for the most part is the most advantageous if you're looking to run Pinterest ads. To summarize everything, if you are on Shopify, if you have above 50,000 monthly page views, if you're on ads on other platforms, if you're part of a popular Pinterest niche, then Pinterest ads could very well be for you. And I would love to hop on a call with you if you're looking to delegate the task of having somebody, you know, run your Pinterest ads for you, or at the very least guide you to run your Pinterest ads. If that doesn't sound like you, then maybe holding off on Pinterest ads for a few months could be a better investment for you. Not necessarily financial, but you know what I mean? Collecting maybe some sales from other platforms first, maybe organically first, could be a better return for you long-term than if you were to just throw money at Pinterest ads right out of the gate. Something to keep in mind. If you have a question, feel free to write it in the comment box below. You can book me as well for a meeting for free. My link is also in the description box below. We just hop on a call and we chat about your Pinterest account. We see if we're a good fit to work together. On that note, I'm gonna wish you a lovely rest of your day, and we will chat in the next video. Bye for now.